Hey people, Indra here, February 3, Catherine Purification Plant, Blue Team. The King of Pythons is a Plague Champion, starts off with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can also repair. This is the Death Guard elite scheme. Looks like he started behind his base, so it takes him a while to get around there. St. Galahad alongside with a brother captain, a durable hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed, with powerful offense and support fighting in melee. And alongside, rounding off the team, MangoSchmuser and a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of Orky gadgets and the Freebooters DLC. Red team, we have a whole bunch of guard. Ligt as a Inquisitor, an offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. Alongside, Panzer Battalion and a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support fighting in melee, begins with a shield, can shoot his own fellows in the head to encourage them. And rounding off the team's K.A.F and a Lord General fighting in ranged combat, begins with a retinue. Really strong defense and support can also add to the retinue throughout the game. This is the west side, contested VP. Looks like we're going to get a 2v2 fight maybe. Sentinel coming in here. This is from Panzer Battalion. Strat Squad following in the brother captain. He did take a bunch of damage there. Blue team are slightly split. Double heretics for the King of Pythons. There's some noble worship, so CSM backing off. Although they did have heavy cover there, there's just too much lasgun. Lord General may be looking to tie them up in melee. Coming back in, Ordo Malleus, focusing down the Lord Commissar. He gets in on the Stormtroopers a bit, but the captain's off the field now. Just a mass of lasguns. Now the Plague Champion pushes in though. Might be looking for melee on those Chaos Spacemen to tie up the Guardsmen perhaps. The Strat Squad getting awfully low. Look at the Lord Commissar still going. As I say that, he gets taken down. Yes, he does. The Curse of Indrid. He did really well, though. Chased them all the way across. Killed a bunch of Stormtroopers. Those Stormtroopers flee. The Strat Squad flees. They didn't drop a model, though. Meanwhile, on the contested victory point, Heretics going after some power. The Plague Champion will cap. CSM ready to shoot. Panzer Battalion now with Catachans on the way. K.A.F with Catachan Devils on the way. How is Ligt doing on the east side? He's putting up a multi-laser turret. Don't see them all that often. Back in the day, the Guard would build a multi-laser turret basically every single first engagement they build one. Inquisitor runs. Sentinel staying in play for now. Got double shooters and sluggers here. Looking for the stomp. Gets a couple of sluggers but needs to get the hell out of there now, I think. Multi-laser turret doing some work. The DPS is decent on those things. It's not huge range though, as you can see. It's like regular unit range. Not like a tarantula turret or anything. These guardsmen are going to wipe. And the sentinel may also go down. Trying to repair it. But down it goes. The sluggers also wiped. Lots of losses on the east side. Ligged down to a single guardsman squad. But he can recover. Catachans are up now. Interceptors up here for St. Galahad. Schmooze with some more shooter boys. Did he lose some shooter boys? Yeah, he did. He lost shooters. No, it's the sluggers that were lost. He's still got double shooters in play there. In the mid. Power being stolen maybe by the red team. There's those Catachan Devils. Very versatile infantry. Can disrupt from long and short range. Even support with a smoke bomb. And they're good melee combatants too. And let's not discount their shotguns. They can hurt you. This natural wreck point of the red team having to be retaken. They have the contested VP. They don't have any of these contested wreck points though on the edge. What's going on here? We've got Raptors up for Pythons. Lost some Heretics. Noise Marines coming up now as well. 417 to 500 on the VPs. Raptors with the jump. Suppressing on landing. Catachans are there to shotgun them maybe. There we go. They waited a little while because jump troops have like 3 or 4 seconds or so of knockback immunity when they're jumping, just to make sure they can actually get their jump off. So he waited a few seconds for that to wear off before he tried the shotgun blast. Maybe he could have just dived into melee immediately with those power weapons, eh? Good push though by Pythons. Raptors soaking up huge amounts of damage for him. A Doom Blast and everything runs. Meanwhile, through the mid, some pressure from St. Galahad. Interceptors dealt with. These are teleporting infantry. The same DPS as Raptors, but they have some more hit points. And they've got the VP, look. Might get a triple cap here, actually, the blue team. Panzer Battalion calling the 3. Is it 3? I think it's 2. He's got Galahad and Schmuser on him. More Catachan Devils for K.A.F. Looks like Ligt has recovered with some spotters. And now has a free run down this side, basically, because Schmuz was through the mid. Commissar's down there, but should get revived. And look at this power bash by Pythons with those Noise Marines, their Sonic Blaster shaking apart the gens. It's a full bash and a decap. Nicely done. Where are these guys going? Trying to contest the mid, maybe. These guys taking back their VP. Meanwhile, Ligt with Flamer Guardsmen. Is that double Flamer Guardsmen? No, single Flamer Guardsmen. Burning down gens with spotters to run interference. And the multi-laser turret back there. Is that the same one? Can't be the same one. Inquisitor decapping the power too, so they're swapping powers, I guess. That one got bashed a bit again. This one's still decapped. There's the revive. The Lord General get a bunch of XP. He's got shotguns in. And the stabilizers for the health regen. There's some noble worship. There's We Are the Hammer. And there's a jump. Catachans there. There should be several Catachans here, right? Yeah, there's 3 squads of Catachan Devils here. So potentially a lot of power melee. This Sentinel's in trouble. Oh, pestilent grenades going in, blight grenades going in there. And they wipe the Noise Marines. Almost. Very nearly. Interceptors intercepting though, and there's the Strat squad in there as well. Red team hold their line. Also, we're going to improvise explosive on the VP there. Tier 2 for Ligt, Tier 2 for Galahad and Schmuz. Schmuz back down to double shooters now. Mekboy is also down. There he is. Spotters on capping duty. And they get their power back here. Oh, there's a turret on it. He put a heavy bolter turret on it. That's why they couldn't get it back quickly. They had to go around and shoot the turret down. That would have cost him 30 power though. That turret. Tier 2's coming in. Python's still in Tier 1, so are Panzer Battalion and K.A.F. Did they not cap here then? The spotters? I guess not. Maybe they just decapped it. Blue team get their power back here. But can they punch through with just double shooters? Mekboy could tie something up. Not sure if that would be enough though. Multi-laser turret here as well. And more guardsmen making their way down. There's a Tier 2 for Ligt. Maybe a Bane Wolf, eh, down that side. I feel like I haven't seen a Bane Wolf for a while. Fully genned up power for the blue team on the contested spots because they lost their southeast power, I guess. But these guys are taking it back. Power sword in for the Commissar. Also got his carapace armor. Gives him a bunch more hit points. And buffs him when he does the Inspire Courage. Big push now from the Ordo Malleus. Can they deal with him? Strat squad are off the field. Interceptors off the field. They dealt with them all right. Maybe they should have tried to open up with some impact grenades first. Raptors now jumping in with that suppression. Little flank attempted by Pythons. Gets disrupted by Catachans. Almost got the spotters down. These guys now jumping here. They might get stomped. Do you even have the stomp? Oh, there's no ground pound here. They can't do any stomping. They may try to touch the power again. Yeah, Noise Marines are on it immediately. Maybe they can camp on the VP actually. There's improvised explosives there. Does he have any Aspiring Champion there? Aspiring Champion Heretics are in so they can spot the improvised explosives. Meanwhile, CSM on the VP. And Ligt still trying to lock the base down here. Tank busters on the field for Schmuz. Also, some stick bombers. Any war gear for that Inquisitor yet? Nope, she's level 2 though. Here's some support from the Ordo Malleus. You'd think they'd be helping out the Inquisitor, but I guess not. One of them's quite radical, it turns out. That was electric armor. They're going to punch through here. Maybe go all the way through to this power immediately. Unless one of them breaks off to the mid. Because Pythons might be a bit isolated here, we'll see. Raptors doing their thing though. Double Catechins are there with that boosted up movement because of move. 371 to 360 on the VPs, very close. There's some Nurgle worship, giving, is it 3.5 health regen per second, I think. Not bad at all. Power bashing the mid. Are they stealing it or bashing it? They got one gen, now they get the node. They're bashing it. Bashing and stealing. They don't want to try and defend the gens. Just going to try and get the node. Ogren's on the way for Ligt and has Stormtroopers. I assume that translates to light. Is it the Dutch or something? I know there was a Dutch football player called De Ligt. I get a full power bash here. There's a Hell Fury strike. More electric armor. That is really nasty. Especially because you tie something up at the same time if you put your mech in melee mode. Tank Buster Barrage, the power bash. Kind of. Tried to hit all 3 gens with it, I think. Didn't quite work out. Ogrins are going to hit the field. And can Schmooze stop them? Might have to get the Death Gun or something. 371 to 334. Or just time the stun bombs well as they run in. Or just get a Weird Boy as well. He's got options. More power bashing for Pythons. Now we have Plasma Guardsmen, in fact 2 of them. There's move to reposition. Because he knows the Raptor's going to jump. Well, he thinks the Raptors are going to jump. There we go. Move doesn't help much when you already suppress. Well, I guess it does. Look at that. They still move pretty damn quick to suppress there. Does it just give you a flat movement boost on top of the suppression so it doesn't get cut by 60% maybe? I wonder. Plague Chamber's level 2, now has the Plague Fist and Armor of Pestilence, so it's very tough and very slow with a heavy melee weapon. On the east side, there is those Ogrins with the Bonehead Leader, so they can disrupt with Use Your Head. And yeah, we do see a Death Gun. Oh, and a Death Tread. He wants to fight those Ogrins in melee with this guy. Probably going to give him burners on bits. Yeah, otherwise 650 hit points is not a lot. This gives him 300 more. And some burny ranged weapons to get on the gens maybe. Can he take on the Ogrins with 950 hit points? I think he does around 70 DPS, this guy. Heavy melee, I think. Honestly, not a unit you see all that often, the old Death Dread. 371 to 240, more of like a shock tier 2 unit for a 1v1 kind of thing. Kind of like a Blood Crusher. He's in there. Going for it. Stick bombs chucked in to help him or hinder him maybe. Uh-oh, and there's anti-armor Stormtroopers. Down goes the Death Dread. Bunch of levels, bunch of XP for the Ogrins. They kill one of them, I think. Shooter boys getting wrecked as well. So wait, where was the Mekboy and all that? He was off the field. Ogrins still have 3 models, and they're happy to keep going. Inquisitor in amongst some stick bombers. He's got Interrogator's Armor for silently. You can counter that with shooter knobs, of course, to spot things. We've got some chosen Plague Marines for the King of Pythons, unique to the Plague Champion. Power melee knives that do damage over time. They passively damage nearby enemies and they can create zombies. They're cool dudes. Not very mobile, they don't even have a melee charge, but they're very good counter initiators. Kind of a more of a defensive melee unit. 371 to 223. A couple of grenade launchers are facing the... There we go, there's a barrage. They were able to retreat before they got hit. Last Master Noise Marines in play now. 371 to 223 on the VPs. That is a halberd for the Brother Captain. Power melee splash damage. He's also got the Unending Purge for healing on hit. And more energy regen. Level 3. That's a Blast Master doing work. Who's bashing power with the Blast Master. Might do some friendly fire with it. Raptors are dropped a model and they're quite low. They might want to just retreat off here. Holy Armor of Titan on the way for the Brother Captain. Makes him very tough. Gives him Immortal. Got a decap. Big retreat here for Ligt. Had an assist from St. Galahad did Schmooze. He's in tier 3. So I wonder if he's going to get a Nob Squad out to meet those Ogrins face to face. It's not a fight the Ogrins want to take, especially with those new power melee Nob Squads. Are these guys exploding? So unlike regular Plague Marines, the chosen Plague Marine Death Explosion heals them own members of their squad, which used to be what Plague Marines did many years ago, but they changed that. They could only heal allies, not themselves. Nob Squad on the way indeed for Schmooze. Down goes that Sentinel. Survived for a long time. Big retreat from the Ordo Malleus almost wipes the Strike Squad. In fact, the Catechins get it with a grenade barrage. Ouch. Tier 3 for Pythons now, Tier 3 for Panzer Battalion. The first of the guard to go. Double Stormtroopers here for K.A.F. One with Assault Kit who no longer have grenades. And now he's got the Sniper Rifle for fire on my target to boost their range, and he's capping. And there's a Power Bash. I might be able to get both of the gens at least. We'll see. Could chuck down an explosive. Maybe there's Catechins. Nope, they're busy Power Bashing. But they've got the 2 gens. Raptors jump. Just as they were moving, but it's a good jump. Big suppression and forces a massive retreat. Was it worth getting those 2 gens to now be fully off the field? Maybe. Slowing down the economy a bit. Probably lose your VP because of it though. Nob Squad in there. And there's Ogrins with User Red to knock them down. The Nob Squad pop their Frenzy for damage resistance and suppression immunity. Ogrins it on them. Nob Squad start headbutting them back though. Ogrins flee. But they survive. Yeah, look at the Nob Squad. They barely took any damage, it looks like. Over 4,000 hit points with their Nob Leader. 355 to 182. So it might be a good idea for the Ogrins to actually avoid these guys. And instead use the Inquisitor to mess with their movement using Purgatus and Excruciators and Crossbow Bolt Pistol, all that good stuff. And just send the Ogrins onto something else. There's some Power Bashing Chosen Plague Marines and the Plague Champion. The slowest Power Bashers ever in terms of movement speed. Throws up the Pestilent Strike. Doing a decent job with the actual bashing though. Got 3 gens down, one of them has been rebuilt. Maybe? Did he get it? Oh, it's still alive. The Chosen Plague Marines will finish it. The Blight Grenades are dodged. There we go. Meanwhile, Commissar got the cap. He's got Stubbornness now. And we have Bullgrins. Okay, so they can suppress the Nob Squad now. Make them pop their Frenzy earlier, perhaps. But what about Inquisitor stuff? Don't see any sign of it yet. Could get the Crossbow Bolt Pistol if he wants to keep the Interrogator's armor. Does have shooters, but they don't have a Nob Leader, actually. They can't spot infiltrated Ogrins, for example. I mean, what else would he infiltrate? Could infiltrate himself, I guess, the Inquisitor. That is. Herself. Try get into backlines. There's those Bullgrins with those slab shields and power mauls. They can charge up those shields with User's Shield, suppressing nearby enemies and giving them some more damage resistance and more health regen, I think, while it's active. They're quite tough to begin with here. Land Raider Crusader on the way, and a Chaos Predator for Pythons. That Crusader's awesome these days with the Sire Cannon on top. 2-1 for the red team. Big VP lead for the blues, though. Plague Champion's doing really good work on this west side. He's only level 2, almost level 3. Not sure if he's got that many Blight throws to work out. If he had Icon of Nurgle, maybe he'd be leveled up a lot more. Bullgrins get stunned. And then suppressed. And here comes the Nob Squad. They get knocked over a bit by the spotters. Oh, there's Purgatus stunning the Nob Squad, and there's Use Your Shield. And the Nob Squad are dealt with. Those Bullgrins will be doing slightly more DPS also than the Ogrins were. Mekboy gets Hammer of the Witches and runs, and wins the engagement quite handily there, Ligt. Could that Nob squad have stayed in play? They did get stunned, but I think they could have stayed in play there. Especially if he had Call the Boys ready or something. Flash gets on the way now. 317 to 152. The VP lead increasing now for the blue team. Speedy stormtroopers, so it's gone back to shotguns. There's that tank. It's a Nurgle tank. So lots of durability added to it. And some good anti-infantry weapons as well. Nurgleizing all that stuff. There's Nurgle's Rot from the Chosen Plague Marines, so we might get some zombies. So we got a zombie Catachan. And everything flees. Meanwhile, back to the east side, that Land Raider Crusader comes to help out. Inquisitor runs, but she's going to be okay, I think. She is. Level 4. I think it's worth getting the crossbow bolt pistol as well. You can do the crippling volley first. And if that doesn't deter the Nob squad, you can use the Purgatus. I think it's worth investing in. You might be looking for a tank of some kind though, maybe a Stormlord even. Decapping the VP is Python. Raptor's looking for a jump, there it is. You can spot them doing that little step before they jump. Very good suppression. Catachans are there, looking for melee, yes they are. Those fancy knives they have. 317 to 68. That was an overcharged plasma to slow down those Catachans. Interceptors. Catachans up against it. Here comes the Commissar to help out. Got a power sword, and that was a psych out grenade, draining the energy of the Catachans. And it would have suppressed them as well. Interceptors causing all sorts of problems in the back line here. But over to the west side, we have a Stormblade on the field for K.A.F. Baneblade on the field for Panzer Battalion. Ligt going for a Lumen Russ. Maybe with Executioner because of the Nob squad. Crusader backing off a bit. There's that Baneblade. Big Mega Battle Cannon, a Demolisher, some Las Cannons, some Heavy Bolters. All sorts of gubbins. Red team are going to get the VP, I think. Maybe? You guys able to cap? Nope, not interested. This thing's got a big old plasma blast gun, I think they call it. Which can't turn, you need to turn the entire tank to aim it. And now we've brought them a Razorback for St. Galahad. We've got some commandos in for Schmooze. Just coming out of base. Oh, did he just lose something? I think he just lost something there. 317 to 50 on the VP's massive VP lead. Can the guard get back into this? Some rockets. And there's those flash kits with blasters. The blasters can't do much to Lumen Russ, but they will mess up the Bullgrins, for example. Very good against heavy infantry. Nob squad coming in. Gartus is ready. There it is. Oh, it didn't stun the flash kits though. They seem to be in range. Didn't get them. Nob squad run. Gartus has been a great tool so far. Who's this? Who's over here? Plague Champion? Oh, it's the Commissar. Plague Champion's alive and well. Great Unclean One on the way. Manticore now for Panzer Battalion. Lumen Russ needs repairs and gets it. Where's the Baneblade going? Baneblade is going west side, alongside the Stormblade. Big heavy stuff on the field. There's that Vortum Razorback with the Psycannon on top. Very quick move in. The Psycannon's good versus all targets. Can't take on a Baneblade though, because of those big booms. And now we have Psycannon interceptors, which are really cool. They could teleport onto rear armor maybe. Python's staying back. And indeed they have backed off. Nurgle tank is not going to be super useful against those big, super heavy tanks, but the Great and Clean One can run on them and get some hits. Anti-armor stormtroopers laying in wait. They'll be very useful against the Great and Clean One because they've got melter guns, which he doesn't like, and of course a melter bomb. These are anti-armor as well, but they're on the other side of the map. Sneaky commandos. Got their knob leader. No upgrade for the Sleeman Russ yet. Did you guys level? No, they haven't leveled. 2400 hit points, level 1's not bad though, isn't it? 600 per model, I guess. Some Nurgle worship, and now Melter Raptors. And these days, the aspiring champion gets a cool power fist with a Melter pistol instead of the... I think he just got a regular Melter gun before, didn't he? His Melter pistol's as good as the other guy's Melter guns. It's like mastercrafted or whatever the Chaos equivalent would be. 251 to 50. Rocket run. Some good hits on the Orks. Huge damage on the Knob Squad. Oh no, the flash kits, that was damage. Knob Squad did take quite a lot as well. Now Ligt is pushing off it, and there's a rocket. There's a another rocket run, yeah. Kicking off on the west side though. Lots of damage already on the Stormblade. Great and King One's going after it. Manticore strikes, rocket runs, everything's going on, and a nuke. Imperial Abyss takes out the Stormblade. Grand King One might need to try and leave. He's very, very low. Stormblade down. Interceptors. They're not going after the Manticore. They're shooting the Lord General, actually. Plasmas are on them now. Now they're off the field. Grand King One makes it out. Anti-armor stormtroopers. What are they being spotted by? Maybe they were just shooting and got spotted. But now they're running off. Uncapped VP. Manticore strike on the Crusader. Some good hits. Some really good hits. And can the Bane? Yes, the Baneblade helps to get the Chaos Pred down. Looks like Cult of Speed is active. Active from the Mekboy. Speeding up all these allied vehicles. Down goes that thing. Making them fire more often, I think. It was rough for the blue team. I mean, they got the Stormblade down. They lost the tank, Vortimer. Looks like Schmooze lost a bunch of these Ork fellas as well. Now got a Knob Squad and Commandos, and that's it. Bullgrins are almost level 3 all of a sudden. But can they get on the VPs? They're down to 37, the red team. I think they need to pressure here. Knob Squad is lying in wait though. Not sure what these guys are doing. Dying maybe. Looked like they were just running through for something. Yeah, they've been killed. You trying to free up population? That was Ligt. Grand King, we need some more healing. Red team do indeed have the Western VP back. That's a downed Mekboy. They have not gone through onto the VP. It's not always easy to tell how much damage you've done to the enemy, but I think they did enough there to warrant trying to get a decap. Here's some operatives now for Galahad. Can the blue team sneak their way into a victory here? The last 37 VPs. Kassakin on the way for Ligt. Elite ranged infantry. And they're fast capping when they have their sergeant, aren't they? That's handy. Chosen Plague Marines are level 3. Getting shotgun blasted. And those guys are... Oh, there's one on the other side of the wall. I don't know what he's up to. That little slow aura they have. What is this? That's those sneaky operatives are being spotted by the artillery spotters. Ligt being quite sharp there. He's got the crossbow bolt pistol too. 192 to 37. Can the guard hold the line? We got Fist of Brockus Commissar. Never's the brother captain. Level 6 with that immortal. He might be able to get a decap with that. I don't think it lasts that. I think it's like 8 seconds or something. It doesn't last all that long. A lot for them to punch through though. Vanquish Leman Russ. 2 Vanquish Leman Russes. So they can get onto that Crusader maybe. We'll all go mid, says Pythons. The west side 2 stacked maybe. But the Crusaders on the west side. Oh, by mid he might have meant this. Raptors on the Leman Russ, chucking their Melter Bomb. Getting some Melter shots. Great and King One leading the line. Did a bit of a Nurgle vomit as well. Raptors jump again. Still kicking off in the mid. Use his shield on the Knob Squad. Pergatus gets them off the field. Now the Baneblade can come this side maybe. Oh, that's a good light grenade throw with Noble's Rot. Look at all those zombie guardsmen he has now. A Rocks. And an Orbital. The Orbital from St. Galahad. Baneblade survives it. Him and Russ being chased. But the captain goes for this VP, does he? Oh, these guys are capping it. The Capuchins. 125 to 37 is a no cap game. There's a single for blue. They got the contested. But these guys decapped. And they're going for the cap now. But the captain trying to mince through the Capuchins. Look at the damage he's taking. No Holy Armor of Platinum. Immortal goes up. Using it to try and get a decap. But now it's worn off. He dies. Mess with Capuchins. Got some Chaos Terminators now for King of Pythons. They've got their auto cannon. And Grey Knight Terminators on the way for St. Galahad. He's just got... Oh, they got melted by the operatives or crack grenade or whatever it is. Land Raider Crusaders pushed all the way up. Trying to impose itself on this VP. Baneblade's going to come in though. Manticore Strike. There's that cult of speed again. Baneblade's chasing, so is the Leman Russ. Leman Russ getting big shots in with the Vanquisher. There's a Noble Shrine now. Won't help the vehicle out. If you worship it, you can reinforce, and there's some repairs coming in now. Plague Champion helping. Double cap for red. Blue team are taking the natural back. But there's... Oh, no, there isn't. I thought this was some sneaky stormtroopers, but it was commandos. Blue team being aggressive, trying to get these guys off the VP. There's a Melter Bomb on the Lumen Russ. It should be okay though. It's getting repaired. Grand King wanted a nice vomit. Is he going to go in though? Because he's going in. He's so jolly. He's in there. Foul Snare. Lord Commissar goes to fight him with a Fist of Brockus. Grey Knight Terminator is following in now. Bullgrins are here to suppress everything. Can't suppress the Terminators, of course, but the Pegasus messes with the Terminators. Manticore, everything going on. But the blue team have shifted the battlefield forward in their favour. Although, I think red team do have some stuff on that VP now. Trying to. Crown King one's back here though. And it's really bad news for these guys. Passively damaging them. And they get him down. They got a Melter Bomb on him, so he's moving slowly. And there's some Melter Guns coming in now. 93 to 9 though. Have the blue team done enough? Great Unhuman, I don't think is going to make it much longer. Down he goes. Down also goes the Commissar. I think the blue team have done enough. GG indeed. Awesome last push. What an amazing last push there by the blue team through the mid. Getting the Baneblade back. Getting the Leman Russ back. Getting the Manticore back and the Inquisitor and everyone. And they held the West. Awesome stuff. The Plague Champion was level 7. Instrumental in that last push with the Grand Clean one. Level 6 Brother Captain pushing through as well. Schmooze the Mekboy off the field, level 5. Level 8 Inquisitor. Did have a fancy book at the end. Commissar down, level 6. General down. No, he's not. He's here, level 6. Looks like his retinue's down though. Awesome stuff. There it is, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see ya next time.